Today, we're going to learn about latitude and longitude lines. Latitude and longitude lines help us describe the location of an object on the Earth. These are imaginary lines that circle the Earth from west to east and north to south. These lines go all the way around the Earth from the very top to the very bottom and along all the sides. Each line of latitude and longitude is labeled with a number of degrees. The number of degrees is paired with a location. So these lines that are above 0 are north, whereas these lines that are below 0 are south. The degrees label helps us when reading a map or a globe so that we can identify the location of a place on Earth more specifically. Labeling the degrees with a north, south, east, or west is very important so that if other people look at our recordings, they can find the location too. First, we're going to talk about latitude lines. Latitude lines circle the Earth from west to east. Latitude lines look almost like flat lines. This is an easy way to remember that latitude lines go from west to east because latitude rhymes with flatitude. Latitude, flatitude. Say it with me. Latitude, flatitude. One of the most common lines of latitude that we will talk about in class is the equator. The equator sits at 0 degrees. And it's found at the very center of the Earth, going from west to east. In this picture, the equator is shown here at 0 degrees. Next, we will talk about longitude lines. Longitude lines circle the Earth from north to south. Longitude lines are very tall and long. This is an easy way to remember that longitude lines go from north to south. Because when we look at the word longitude, we see the word long. We can remember that these are the tall and long longitude lines. One of the most common lines that we will talk about in class that's a line of longitude is the prime meridian. The prime meridian sits at 0 degrees, and it's found on this picture in the very middle, going from north to south. This is the prime meridian. Remember, all of these lines of latitude and longitude are just imaginary lines that we use to help measure. All of these lines are accompanied by degrees and a label of north, south, east, and west. The only exception to these is the equator and the prime meridian because they sit at 0 degrees.